Hello to everyone out there. Guess what? It's another episode of History Hyenas. You already knew that. But what you don't know is that we got our great friend back, the one, the only, Andrew Schulz, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Yes,
Welcome back.
Hi, guys.
Andrew Schulz is here, and I'm wearing his merch, the Anti-Social Justice Warrior sweatshirt, because I'm trying to increase the chance that he retweets one of our clips.
Let's do it.
You look like you.
I always retweet you guys.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to.
right,
we
good.
just got it. You know, when the Fuhrer's here, you got to dress in the Nazi uniform.
He just want. He's wearing that.
I'm wearing the SS uniform. It's the FF uniform.
That's FF uniform.
Yeah.
When you wear that sweatshirt, you got a better chance of getting recognized as a fan of Andrew's than you do as yourself.
No, I got
I want that to be the case.
the number one thing I love.
And this is our technology, Mike's phone.
Mike's phone.
Mike's phone is our technology. We might as well be doing this podcast on his phone. We've been sitting in here for 45 minutes.
The number one thing I love so much about Andrew Schultz's success is that now no black teenagers come up to me and think I'm him. Because that's what it was when we were on Guy Code. The black kids just couldn't tell the difference between me and Schultz.
shared
But now they
fame.
know who Schultz is.
We shared fame for a good 6 years.
People, I'll never forget. It was like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. You had said something wild. I forgot, but it was funny. I just forgot what it was. But some guy comes up to me and he's fucking pissed off about something you said. And he's like yelling at me in the street like, that ain't right, fam, and all that shit. And I'm like, and at first I'm like, what is he talking about? It was right here by West 4th.
Yeah.
And then he said something. I'm like, do you want Andrew Schulz? He's like, yeah. I was like, that's not me.
Yeah.
He was like, you're not that motherfucker from God Code? I was like, I'm the other white guy. He goes, oh, my bad. And then just walked away. I forgot what you said, but I was like, oh, shit.
all
It doesn't happen anymore.
all other races look the same to someone who's distant,
To the other race.
Yeah.
to someone who's removed from that
Right.
race.
Yeah.
Right.
But who looks the most different?
The most different?
It's Asians.
Asians, you think, look the most different?
They look the most different
To
from
each
everyone
other.
else.
To each other because they're really good at telling difference.
No,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No?
You didn't hear about that the story in Korea where the
Allie's a really good friend of mine, and when she's not wearing her glasses, I have no idea who she is.
Yeah, I think it's Joel Kim Booster.
Or Andrew Yang.
Yeah, Andrew Yang, who's my candidate for president. Because he's the most American one. He was made in China.
There's you didn't hear the story in Korea where the doctor gave the abortion to the wrong girl?
Wow. No.
Wow.
You didn't see this?
No.
No.
Holy
one girl
shit.
came in for a checkup.
I got to start
the other
fucking in
one
Korea.
Came in for the abortion. And they fucking scooped the wrong one.
Wow.
Jesus.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, that is what they call a
Whoopsie daisy.
That is a legal case in Long Island.
Big
Yeah.
mistake.
Long Island loves to sue. It's a suing island.
Yeah.
It is.
Freebie in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
You call it a freebie in Long Island.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't hear about that, but I do know that Koreans, we discovered here, they have a gene in their body where they don't smell. They don't smell from their armpits.
Really?
Yes. And scientists have tried to put it in like different deodorants and stuff like that, but it's a Korean gene. They don't have a body odor.
Really?
And it's like a science thing. It's wild.
It's a science thing.
They
that's
got no
wild.
fumes, Koreans. We've talked
No
about that.
fumes.
No fumes.
Can we look that up? Because I just want to make sure that's not germ.
ABCC11.
Holy shit.
Alters the
produ-
composition of sweat so they do not produce body odor.
Yep.
Wow.
We can pretend all we want that we're not different. We're different.
Yeah.
Because I got fused.
The truth is we're not created equal.
No, we're not.
I know they want to say that in preschool, day in and day out. It's like, no, guy, you're not, okay? My daughter comes home, she's like, we're all created equal. I'm like, no, the kid next to you has a peanut allergy.
Yeah,
Okay, you don't.
Word.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at Mike Emoji Face and you look at Schultz and you look at me, we're not created equal.
Yeah. It's
If we
just
had a
what it
race
is.
right now, Schultz is coming in first, I'm coming in second. There's no question Mike Emoji Face is coming in third.
It's what it is.
Let's look. 10 out of 10 times.
Absolutely treat people fairly and equal, but the thing we're all created equal is like, no, guy.
Yeah.
It's more marketing.
Yeah, no.
It's more marketing.
It's marketing. Yeah.
It's marketing. It's condition thinking. It's just marketing.
What a genius piece of marketing.
Yeah.
Someone had to invent that idea. Imagine the first person that said we're all created equal, and then
Yeah.
everybody look around like, who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are you out of your mind?
The most interesting thing I've learned about America
Yeah.
on doing this podcast and doing the research and reading all that is that the whole idea of America
Yeah.
was just marketing.
Yes.
Like like we've talked about this, where they were losing soldiers. The American Revolution was losing soldiers in 1775. So they said, you know what? Nobody wanted to fight anymore. They're like, fuck this. So George Washington, Ben Franklin, they were like, you know what's a good market? You know what'll get them to stay? If we say we want independence from England, instead of just being taxed instead of just being represented in Parliament equally. Why don't we just create this idea of independence? And the people are like, oh yeah, but nobody really wanted it. They just started making brochures and were like, let's be independent.
Is that right?
Yes, and then the whole war changed because the people are like, we'll stay, we want to be independent. But it was just a marketing ploy by George Washington to get the soldiers to stay. It's wild.
I thought that they wanted independence from the beginning.
England wasn't doing that. All England was doing was not taxing them properly. Was not representing them properly in Parliament.
Taxing them too much.
Taxing them too much, and they felt like if you're going to tax it like that, you got to get the seat in Parliament.
I mean, isn't that the most fascinating thing about the revolution? Is that like within 5 years of revolting against a foreign leader for taxation purposes, they form a government that taxes them.
Sure, that's what it is.
Like we literally create the kingdom 5 years later.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
That's the most genius thing about Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
5 years later, hey, we got rid of those taxes, right? How about this idea? We just have one government that like taxes all of you. And we look at that like it's absurd.
Absurd, yeah.
We look at that like it's reasonable because we all pay taxes now. But like back in the day, if you lived in Maine, you were never going to Virginia.
No.
That was like a 4-month trip.
Yeah.
On like horseback.
And you'd be dead by the time you got there.
Exactly.
You'd lose at least one family member for sure.
So why the fuck should you infringe on what I do in Maine? Like the whole idea of like the states thing.
Bullshit, it's conditioned thinking.
But it makes sense.
I get it, yeah.
I like the idea that in Maine you could do whatever you want. I actually would be totally fine in America if like some states abortion was illegal. Some states it was like, that's the idea.
Yeah.
If you don't want to fucking...
You're a Jefferson kid.
Yeah, you want...
I think I'm a Jefferson kid.
That means you're more states' rights, yeah.
States' rights.
I'm like, if you guys want to do it, who the fuck am I to tell someone in Maine whether or not you should use straws or whether or not you should bang at 18 or 19? Who cares?
Right.
Isn't that the whole point of this shit?
Yeah.
You can't possibly function.
No, it's not the point of this shit.
That's the point of
a country.
No, that's the point of America, our country, what made our country unique.
Because I mean, you can do that to some degree. Like some counties can be dry, some counties can, you can't have alcohol. But I mean, you have to have some.
You got to be able to kill a baby in all 50 states.
Did you just say no loud and then agree?
No, I'm saying there's a line to it. Like you wanted to put like no rules. Like you have to have some rules, but you can't just put it all the way.
You have a backbone. Look at any great empire, Ottoman Empire, right?
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Whoa! Take it easy with
Hey, listen.
Great empire, fucking
Pick one
Turks.
that's still around.
You still
They're
got
not people.
You still got your culture because of the Turks.
Yeah, because we resisted them.
No, because they let you keep it. That's what the Turks did. They go, hey, you want to keep your shit?
Just because you're louder doesn't make you right.
Yes, it does. Learn it. Listen.
You really did learn from black people.
Think about it, right? Think about it. The Turks came in. They said, hey, you got your shit. Pay the fucking tax. We're
They didn't
good.
say it like that. They went.
They spoke Turkish, not Arabic. They're not Arab.
We said, "Ela malaka pusti pasegestis vlaka stamata gamoto pustis." It sounded more like that, and then
I brought Yaya's cookies.
But doesn't that work better? I think it works better. You do your shit over here.
I
if
agree.
it works, fine.
That's why we
what
had the
everybody
Civil
wants.
War.
Say again?
That's literally why we had the Civil War.
Look, you need a backbone.
I get it.
That's not why we had the Civil War. You know that's how.
No, the state rights were different. That's why.
Of course,
they wanted. They wanted
but
different
slavery
things.
though,
But
It was more than slavery.
I thought it was about corn.
and tobacco. Well, it was
Yeah, it was about the economy.
It's about
It's about the
slavery.
economy.
It was
But
economy.
northern. But I will say this: if
Yes.
I don't think there's a difference between the people, I just think the work that the slaves needed to do was in the South. The economy. If that economy was in the North, if cotton was growing in the North, then it would be reversed.
Yeah, that
was an economy.
There
base.
were slaves in the North, right?
Yeah.
And then the economy transitioned to like this industrial situation
Yes.
where you didn't need the slaves. It
Yes.
wasn't profitable. Dude, slaves were expensive.
Hell yeah.
What percentage of Americans had slaves? 3%?
Yeah, low.
5%?
Very low.
Low.
It was like a car. You had a mortgage.
Yeah.
For a slave. It was so the idea you had to pay their health care.
Right.
You had to house them. You had to feed them. Not
Yeah.
the average person have a slave. It's not a skateboard.
Yeah, because
Right?
it's like as evil as
Everybody asks me it's fucking rollerblades. It's
because
not rollerblades.
as evil as the slave master was, it's like they still needed to feed them and keep them hydrated and healthy, or else they can't do the work.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So it's almost mind-boggling when you see the movies where like all they're doing is just whipping and beating them. It's like, well, how are they going to do the things you need them to do tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's like you can only hit the horse so much. right? Like if you have a horse that takes you around.
This is getting mildly uncomfortable.
No, think about it. Think about it logically. Think about it logically, right? It's like why?
Yeah, I mean, what took so long for that fucking sound effect?
Dude, why? Think about it. Like, let's transition it to even like when they had like kids working in factories or all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
It behooves you to have a good environment for them to work in, so that you can get more work out of them.
But they didn't. They still treated them like shit.
Of course, they treated them like shit. But if they treated them so badly that they couldn't work, would that be a good investment?
Yeah, it would have been, but they didn't. That's why we have laws.
No, I asked you a question you didn't listen to.
I did.
If they treated them so badly that they couldn't work, would that be a good return on their investment?
I said yes.
Is he not listening to me?
Wait,
does he do this all the time? Why is he talking? Does he talk a lot?
I blacked out for a second.
Does he talk a lot? What the fuck is happening?
I don't know.
I don't know what
You have a car, right?
Yeah.
You poke holes in the tires of the car. Can the car drive as good?
No.
So then why the fuck aren't you listening when I'm talking?
You asked if they treat the workers
Holy
better,
shit.
will they work
We're
harder?
making this into a clip.
I didn't say that.
This is a clip.
If you poke holes in the people,
that second,
do they get as much work out of them?
No.
That's the question. Good answer.
The second question
Enough
you
out of
asked
you.
me, but
Yeah, okay. Let's get back to
What's
the
happening?
Nazis.
Why?
I think they had
What the fuck
ideas.
is this kid? What happened? What's going on?
Yours, man.
Okay.
Andrew beat Mike Andrew.
I met him, but he never had this kind of gusto before.
He's pissed off that Zach fucked the cameras up.
Oh, is he
And the
carrying that
podcast was
shit?
delayed.
You
Yeah,
identify-
He's just
Don't
mad,
carry
so
that
just
shit.
let him breathe.
None of
He's
us care.
I
We're
know,
in
it's
this.
just, it doesn't matter. I'll be a little late for my daughter's picking her up from ballet.
Yo. Isn't it like remember when you were a kid and you saw the other kid whose parent didn't come pick them to school, and even as a kid you're like, dude, what kind of parent shows up late? Now I'm like, sometimes you're late.
Sometimes you're late. Yeah, dude. Every day on the
I
parent.
was late today. Yeah.
Every day on the because my kid doesn't know time, so every day on the parent board on the parent teacher app, I'll message the teacher, be like, "Hey, I'm going to be 5 minutes late. Don't tell Delilah it's time to." Because if she only knows when Daddy's here, that's it. But if the teachers are like, "Oh, Daddy's late," then she's like gets upset. But if I'm like, "Listen, it is 2:30, but it's really 4:30," she doesn't fucking know.
Yeah.
She just So that's what we do. So if I'm going to be 5 minutes late, I'll say, "Just don't say anything."
I love that there's an app.
Oh yeah.
When we were going to school, you just waited.
Dude, there's an app not only for my kid. I know everything she's doing in school all the time. Her bowel movements, when she goes to the bathroom, what she eats, how much of it she ate. Pictures uploaded constantly.
How do you know the bowel movement?
It'll say, my daughter's name, and then it'll say, on the thing BM, or it'll say bowel movement, or what's urine. I forgot
So
what
the
it
teacher
says.
has
just
to
say P.
Number one or
register?
PP, yeah.
It'll say P.
The teacher has to push a button every time your kid goes to the bathroom?
The teacher's assistant will be the one like taking pictures, and then when a kid goes to the bathroom, it's called Bright Wheel. They log into Bright Wheel. It's like a national thing, and then they upload not a picture of it, but they'll say this is what the
That's
BM.
too much.
It's
Jesus
a lot.
Christ.
Too much.
You know why
It's like Ring for your
why?
kid.
You know why it's too much? It is. But you know why it's too much? You know why it's too much?
checking in on your kid.
It's hard enough having separation anxiety from your child. Now when she starts kindergarten, obviously all that stuff stops.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be used to, like this time next year, I'm just going to drop my kid off at school, and then I'm only going to see her again at 2:30, where today I've seen my daughter throughout. You just know what's going on.
See how
Like
we went
an
from slavery to kids?
That's right. That's
To
what it is.
kid shits.
I
We went from slavery to kid
I
shit.
think
kid shits.
I think that was an intentional hard left turn he took.
Yeah.
Chris was like, "Oh shit!" with the wheel.
Yeah.
And he went, "Let's go here,
I was
guys."
like, I know why there's anger. It's okay. Let's just talk about kid poop, and let's just make fun of.
All I saw was him with a wheel.
Akash Singh lives in a tent.
I say he was like a bus driver going like this. Oh shit!
Yeah.
He's like, "My kid shits, guys. My kid shits."
Mike got me riled up right there.
I know. I get it. Listen,
Came at me
And
twice.
when you
all
said,
right.
"Why is he talking?" all I heard is, "Why is he talking?"
Yeah.
Put him
get it.
silent.
I didn't get it. I didn't know. Do you talk a lot during the show?
No, this is the most he's ever talked.
But there's
He
also.
said just because you're louder doesn't mean you're
I
right.
know, I
Who
know.
the fuck are you?
I know.
Who the fuck are you to talk to me like that?
I know.
Teach this kid some respect.
I mean, we're gonna spank him when you leave.
He's gonna get spanked. Yeah.
No.
So
I think the disagreement started over states' rights, federal rights, which
You don't believe each state should have their own sovereignty to do what they want.
Not total.
Not total. Of course,
That's
not
what you were
total.
saying.
No, I
Okay,
wasn't
then I
saying that.
misunderstood that
I said
part.
we have a backbone, right?
Right.
That's the Constitution, right?
Yes.
Everything not included in the backbone, right, should be up to the states. What we're doing now is we're expanding the backbone. too much. And I'm like, listen, we had a good backbone.
Yeah.
And if this state wants to do it and the majority of the people agree, then respect the democracy.
I personally think...
Do we agree with democracy or not?
There needs to be a population cap on what a country can be. Because once it gets too big, it just becomes impossible for this thing to do. So
with democracy.
With democracy.
With China killing it.
Yeah.
With the
fascism too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we need a population. We need like a limit, right?
No, but
some sort of barrier.
It's just a little bit.
Are you talking about a barrier?
It's like to try to control close to 400 million gets a little difficult. But you could do whatever you want. Sweden, they got 50, 100 mil.
They got 7 mil.
They got 7 mil.
Oh, that low. That low. Okay, so
tiny.
7 million people.
I don't know. Maybe it's Sweden.
Yeah, so they got
Swedish population.
Sweden's like between 5 and 9, I believe.
5 and 9 million. So that's one project
real.
building.
It's not a country. It's not like these people.
That's what
they
I mean.
act like they're countries. They're not countries.
They're not
you have
countries.
a city-state. It's
Exactly.
like Singapore. Singapore went from what is it? 10.12 million.
It was 6 before all the Muzzies came.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a joke.
But they begged them to come because they wouldn't lift bricks.
Yeah.
I know.
That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
So I'm upset.
Sex crimes against women went up though.
But that's
Just a little,
fake.
Okay.
That's fake. So Sweden has these crazy sex crime laws where if you touch a girl's shoulder at work, right? They call that rape.
Right.
Yeah.
So and here it is. If it happens every day during the week, that's 5 rapes a week.
Oh yeah, no,
so
I
the
know.
sex crime laws went crazy. Look at it. In Sweden has passed a new law that criminal sex without consent is rape. Right? Even if there are no threats, no coercion.
I mean,
no
that's
violence,
wild.
So basically, anytime a girl's like, I feel comfortable, they consider it rape. So then rape skyrocketed, and then all these right-wing journalists in America was like, see what happens when Muslims come to your country? They rape everybody.
I was just kidding with the Muslim thing, because the truth is, even with that law and the Muslims, it's like, if a population, a big influx of one group comes in, and that doesn't look like the other group, everybody commits crimes. The Swedes commit crimes, the Muslims. So that's what it is.
100,000 people come in, you're going to get that percentage more murders.
Of course.
Crime, rape.
That's what
it is. You raise the speed limit 10 miles per hour, 10,000 people die. There's like some actual amount that every mile per hour you raise the speed limit, people got to die.
Which is interesting, though, because on the Autobahn in Germany, there's no speed limit, and they have some of the lowest car crash deaths in the world.
Yeah, but
are you trying to say the Germans are the master race? Is that what you're
trying to say? I'm going to say this.
Chrissy.
Not all their ideas, but some of them were good ideas. But not all of them. The majority of them weren't, but there was a few good ones like the Autobahn.
Now, is that why you have these red microphone cover?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
This red and black seems quite familiar.
It's nice.
Wow, yeah.
Nice color. Yeah.
Look at the coloring in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
At this point, I just clicked the button and the flag
Whoa.
fell down.
History, hyenas.
Welcome.
H. Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Fuck, we've been figured out.
What is happening here? You're above the comedy cellar. Cellar is where Jews would hide from the. Whoa!
Have you been on 4chan?
What is going on? Are we finding something out? No wonder you don't want states' rights, Mike. You want to be able to round up all the Jews.
Yeah.
Do whatever you please with them.
Yeah.
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 Whoa.
Yeah. What it is.
When nobody's here, we call him a Mexican pet.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been figured out.
100 stupid.
Yeah. I mean, imagine
Tom.
this whole thing was just a front for our Nazi ideas.
Be wild.
But it would.
I mean,
It's not.
Yeah, of
Vanity
course
is.
it's
We're
not.
saying it's not.
Yeah, you got to really
Don't say
clarify
it like that, Chris. Say it like it's real.
No, it's not.
but if you
Guys,
say
that's
it's
inappropriate.
not, then they're like, wait a minute, is it?
No,
you
no,
have
no.
to lean in.
It is not.
You have to go further.
It is not.
No,
I
it's
promise you it's not.
I know.
ChristyComedy.com.
He promises you not. Sirius XM. They promise you it is not. Keep those checks coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. We do not support anything anti-Semitic.
No.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nothing anti-Semitic, but we do support Muslims.
We do support. Absolutely, we
support
do.
Muslims.
We do support Muslims.
How do you support them?
Dead ass.
I support Muslims. How do I support them?
By hating Jews.
I eat a
By
lot of
hating
hummus.
Jews. Yeah.
I get hummus all the time.
That's
But that's anti-Semitic. Goddamn, this is a quack beer.
is that?
Yeah. I mean,
Whose is it?
You take a left, it's really a right. Yeah. How can you support
hummus
Muslims?
yours though?
No, hummus is theirs. They can. I'll give credit to Veneti and say no.
No, you're right.
Baklava, though, I think we have a case of baklava might be.
No,
Greek.
it's 100% Greek.
Do you know how you got that hummus?
You think the
Through rape?
Arabs?
Them Ottomans, bro.
Sabra?
I
Whole
don't know.
Foods?
Them Ottomans might have brought it over, dog.
They might have. But we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
That's a lot of Greek histories.
They
We
could
don't know.
We
for
could have
sure.
taken from us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like barbecue food.
Right.
Is it black food or is it white
you make
trash
a Nazi
food?
joke. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. The Nazi jokes usually come from that side.
Wait,
Yeah, but less and
I
less.
thought you were going crazy. I was like,
No.
pump the brakes, John.
I'm just saying you never know.
Yeah.
You know, you never know. Certain people claim certain Turkish coffee,
Yeah.
Greek coffee.
The key with
Greeks
Gian-
call it Greek, Turks call it Turkish.
Okay.
The key with Yannis for this podcast is he's in a good mood today, but when he's in a bad mood, I have to drive with him
I
to
love
the gate. because
Giannis in the bad mood,
He's
though.
got to get it out in the car because with the windows closed.
My favorite
Yeah,
Giannis
the windows closed, doors locked,
is
and then we start.
280 character tweet Giannis.
Yanni Long Days.
But
That's
if
what I do.
Yanni Long Days,
Yanni Long Days.
when I see a long tweet posted on Instagram, I'm
Yep.
like, oh, it's
and when you
going
have to
down.
when you have to Google three
The
or 4
utopian
words.
society we live in.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
ooh.
When he starts
We gonna
using
have
the
an
word,
episode.
when he starts using the word extol, you know it's bad. Yeah, yeah. When I see extol, I'm like, I text him. I text his wife. I'm like, where is he? Do you know where he is? Yeah, yeah.
Now, the first time you read that word, what were you thinking?
Extol.
They get rid of Easy Pass?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Extol. Yeah, yeah. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
yeah. Extol.
Extol, yeah.
Yeah, because I just started reading Eckhart Tolle. It's like, is that his name? Extol? Yeah. Eckhart Tolle's been helping. Stay in the present. Be friendly with your present.
Be friendly with your president at all times.
At all times, babe.
Mike was being You know, what happened before was kind of like the play. It was kind of like the musical Hamilton.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
the
go.
Explain.
Well, that is the oldest. It was interesting because we're on History Hyenas, and that is essentially the oldest American argument. Federal versus state. Hamilton versus Jefferson.
Yeah.
And these guys were about to have a duel. But Mikey, this kid knows how to kickbox.
Yeah.
So you would have went down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what can you do?
I wouldn't have protected him because
Oh, you just fell off the chair.
I just broke the chair.
Did you?
Yeah, I
did
mean,
you
there's
actually break it.
nothing works.
In the studio.
Nothing works.
If you would have given me, 1,000 guesses, you would have said, "Who's going to break the chair first, Mike or
you're
Andrew?"
next.
I would have said Mike a lot.
See, that's when the simulators are funny because they do the unexpected.
They do the unexpected. The skinniest guy by far in the room just broke the chair. I mean, Andrew weighs less than Venetia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we got. Yeah. Let's get him a back. Get the
you.
Fuhrer back.
You're a mensch.
Okay.
How
What
was?
were we saying? I think that in all seriousness, I do think it is a balance, Mike. I think that you need a balance. And I think that obviously there's important. You can't have certain things without a federal government. I'm not one of these like insane libertarians. These fucking libertarians are so annoying because
Yeah.
they're pompous about it. Like they really think that they're so right. And it's like, well, do you like national parks?
Yeah.
Do you like fucking NASA?
Yeah.
Do you like duct tape?
Yeah.
Where do you
Yeah.
think we got duct tape from?
Yeah.
Go to
Yeah.
the fucking moon.
Do you like filing for bankruptcy when your business doesn't work out?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
do.
So it's
you
like
got to pay the tax.
any extreme is absurd, but it's comfy. Extremes are so comfy because you can't be there.
Right.
You'll never be in the extreme.
Yeah.
Right? So
I
it's
agree.
easy to sit there and pontificate about what would be if we just, took all our money, blah, blah. You need a federal government. When shit goes down, you need to lay the fucking hammer on Iran. You need the Fed.
You need the Fed.
You need
Yeah.
the Fed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Tennessee's not going to get the job done.
Texas would.
Texas
we
might.
had this conversation with
Yeah.
Texas versus France. Who wins?
Texas.
Wow, Texas by a
easy.
lot.
Easy.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
easy.
Easy.
Because they make up most of our army.
Yo,
I'd
go,
give Rhode
go.
Island over France.
Say what?
I would put my money on Rhode Island over
No.
France. Yeah.
No, but
Rhode
do we have a
Island?
base? Do we have
Yeah.
Air Force? Do we have all that shit? Like Texas is completely
everything.
independent. It has like this.
Sure.
What is it? I don't know how many people. I don't want to like overestimate, but 30,000 soldiers or something.
With 30,000
like
people, 20,000 animals.
that. Facts.
Yeah.
But there's like some crazy military industrial complex that has like Air Force.
I'd go as far as to say, with the exception of, because they do have a lot of money, even though I don't have an army, with the exception of Germany and England, I would put Texas up against any
other country
country
in
in
the world.
Europe. I
No,
wouldn't put them up
world.
against Iran, because Iran they got a decent military, according to the news, whether it's fake or not.
Son, stop. What are they doing?
I know, it's true.
What are they doing?
I know.
You really believe?
There was
You
that.
really believe Texas? You think that Iran could take out Texas?
No. I'm just saying.
I think in a
1-on-1.
7-game series, they might take 2-3 games.
Not even close.
Yeah, they might.
I think we're like forgetting about our military superiority.
How wild it
And
is.
I fucking hate these like hipsters that come on Twitter and start talking about like what we should do. And
Yeah, you don't fucking know.
stop poking the bear. We're the bear.
Yeah.
We're the fucking bear. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? Walter White said, "I'm the one who knocks."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you pop some shit in an embassy in a fucking patch of dirt
Sure.
that we don't care about, and we took out your number one.
They
Right.
gotta, they
we
gotta,
didn't take out some bum.
Yeah.
We took out your number one.
With the fucking robot.
Where the fuck?
With
we didn't
robot
have a guy
Valentina went in there and did it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I support banning Schultz's clips in Germany and Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Because
here
that
for
could
it.
just rearrange the whole fabric of that nation if you throw some German subtitles under there and pounding a chef.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just,
I am the one that knocks.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's the type of passion that can galvanize the proletariat.
It's what it is. Yeah.
That's the type of national pride that gets the paupers going.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Son,
Yeah.
it is. I don't know. I was like baffled by these fucking pussies. Rose McGowan. Did you see Rose McGowan's fucking tweet?
Yeah, they
We
don't know what they're
apologize to
talking
people.
about.
But can you believe that there was someone who forced sex on her? That was the only thing that I thought about after reading that tweet. That like, who would want to force that?
X on that. Yeah. Wait, so what did she tweet? What did she tweet
Oh,
about
my-
the war?
What was it? Or maybe it was Instagram. I forget what it is. But it's like, we apologize to your people, Iran. You are great.
My favorite was Michael Moore sent a personal message on his podcast to the Ayatollah.
What'd he say?
He was going. He goes. Don't worry, guys. I sent a message to Ayatollah on my podcast, telling him, please, let's not go to war. Let us handle this peacefully. And I was just thinking the whole time, like, 2020
is wild.
is a
That's
fucking
why
wild era.
Ricky Gervais's Golden Globe speech should go down in history. I mean, it's just the best.
It was great.
Him saying like, none of you are woke.
It was great. It was really great. So let's see what Rose McGowan
Keep
said.
going down.
Woke.
Keep going down. I think is
You're less likely to die. I'm a registered Republican.
nah. Keep going. Keep going. I don't know where it is. I'll
Maybe
look
she
for
might
it.
have deleted it because now it seems like she's apologizing for tweets.
Yeah, we'll
These are the
find it.
tweets we're seeing.
Yeah,
So maybe she
Cop
deleted
it,
or maybe
please.
she's, yeah.
Just like Iran was copping, please. You saw
Fuck
after
your
that.
freedom and shove it up your MAGA ass.
Fuck him.
Yeah, this is
Listen.
what happens when you're in Hollywood and you're in like the second leg of your career.
Yeah.
You become. It's first you're like hot
Did you
actress.
see Jessica Fletcher? He goes, "You think Iran gives two craps what some girl from Charm says?"
Yo, Charm was dope.
That was dope.
I watched Charm.
It
bro.
was dope.
I liked the
Yeah,
Charm.
that is
dog.
pretty funny.
It was a good tit. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, but I was
Yo,
about to say
okay.
it's sort of like a pattern. It's like you see it with a lot of actors and actresses. There's like the first phase of their career
Yeah.
is like they're hot as fish grease. They're getting a lot of work, and then the second phase is activist. That happens a lot.
When
I
you
think
start-
it's guilt.
Yeah.
I think you start making a lot of money and you start feeling guilty.
Mhm.
And you're like, what should I do with all this like fame and wealth? And I think it's also, and this happens at comics a lot, it's like when you say something and people agree with you in front of like a crowd, you start to get this, I'm talking about comics that reach like the pinnacle. You start to get this fucking Jesus complex.
Yeah,
Sure.
Right? You're like, oh,
You're getting
shit.
close.
Nah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I say too much fucked up shit, but that's what keeps me level. It's like, but my thing is, I'll never want to be. That's like any like charity shit that I do. It's private. You'll
Sure.
never know about charity shit.
Yeah.
I think the second you start going, look how great I am. Look
Sure.
how awesome a person
Big
I am.
problem.
The second you start making people feel like they ain't shit, which is what these woke folks do, they hate you.
Of course.
Everybody hates a woke folk.
Yeah.
You make me feel like I ain't shit. I
course.
come up here and I'm like, I ain't shit. I'm
Yeah.
gonna make the worst jokes.
Yeah.
So when I say something fucked up, because inevitably I will, people are going, oh, Schultz said that? All right.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I think-
respect that.
I think there's a lot
Yeah.
of narcissism in activism.
Yeah.
So I
look
think-
how good I am.
Yeah,
Look
sure.
how-
And it's a way like if you're not getting work, like people aren't hiring you to say their words. It's a way like if you don't have comedic talent or you can't put on your own thing, it's a way to perform. It's a way
Yeah.
to get people to listen to you. I think
100%.
comedians do the same
And
thing.
it's the easiest way.
Yeah, it's
like
just-
getting a following through wokeness is the easiest. It's the easiest way to get on stage, but there's a low ceiling.
The
You know,
thing
you
that
can't go
the
too
thing
far.
that gives me chills up my spine, the most disgusting thing I see some
Is a
comedians
good
do,
Taylor Swift song?
It's a good Taylor Swift song. I love that.
Yeah.
But when they make a statement on stage and it gets an applause break, gross.
Bro.
Yeah.
Oh, a
Gross.
comic.
A comic. Be funny, man.
it.
I'm not saying
Stop
you could
it.
be so funny that it gets an
Stop
applause
it.
break. Beautiful.
Stop
but
it.
it's like when you just say something that isn't funny and then they clap, like talk
Stop
about
it.
the police or something with Trump. It's like, fuck, get
Stop
up.
it.
What are you doing?
I have to walk
Is this
out.
a TED Talk? Are
My
you a
eyes roll
politician?
to the back of my head.
Get out of here.
I can't. It's not
Yeah.
comedy, and it's sad that the audiences even do that. But don't you feel gross on stage? Like sometimes
yeah.
you'll say something like. Sometimes you'll say something on stage. You'll just kind of like make a statement about something.
Yeah, and then
right?
people start clapping.
And then in that moment when they clap, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
I
whoa,
always
whoa,
tell
whoa,
them,
chill
please
out,
don't,
chill
no,
out,
no,
chill
no,
out, chill
yeah.
out. Cut that shit. I think there's a moment in Colin Quinn's old special where he tells the audience not to applaud.
Probably.
This is an old special.
He hates
I thought it was so good because for me, the applause is always when you're done laughing.
Yeah.
Like there's no more laughter left.
Yeah.
But I need to give you more because I appreciate what you're giving me. So now I'll laugh with my hands.
Right.
But now we have this thing where we applaud before we even laugh with our mouth.
Because you're just saying what's right. I mean, some of the latest specials that have come out on Amazon Prime or Netflix, it's just, I mean, woke, pandering bullshit. Some people are dancing for 3 minutes before they tell a joke.
Right.
It's like, well, I don't understand. It's all fine and good, but it's like to call all of it comedy, stand-up comedy, is getting a little wild. If you want to call it some performance, whatever, I got no problem with that. But you're billing this stuff as stand-up comedy, and it's just a little like, why is all this getting greenlit as stand-up specifically?
Because I think the rules are done. I think we're out with the objective. Truth is up for grabs. That's our culture.
Right.
America, going back to the original point, which I thought was interesting, it's all marketing, which is what you said.
Sure.
Even what truth is marketing. And we're living in sort of the culmination of that. It's like truth is what you can sell.
Truth is what because even let's take Iran. Yeah, truth is that we're blowing them up and what we did and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the truth in Iran's side is there have been problems with certain United States people. So it's like
We're not blowing up Iran.
No, I'm just saying.
We haven't touched Iran.
I'm just saying, like in any war, there's two sides. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. One person's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter.
It's all true.
100%. And that's
all
why
true.
it was so funny what like Colin Kaepernick tweeted. He tweeted some shit. He's like, this is just another example of the American imperialism oppressing brown people. And it's like, what do you think Soleimani's job is for Iran?
Yeah.
It's Iranian imperialism.
Yeah. Sure.
The question I asked before anybody says anything, I was like, where do you get blown up? And they go, Iran. I go, no, where do you get blown up? Is Iraq. I go, why the fuck is he in Iraq?
Right.
Yeah. If we blew him up in Iran, bad.
Right.
You're in the wrong place.
Yeah.
What are you doing there for fun? You came there for dinner?
Yeah,
You
what the
came there to
fuck?
fuck some shit up.
Yeah, they don't have a sandals resort there.
Well, it's like, you know,
They got
Wei
sandals.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's sandy. But
well, here's the thing. It's like, yeah, I mean,
our sound guy is Muslim. We could say these jokes.
Yeah.
Safe space.
it's sort of.
Did you make him convert?
No, he's been.
No,
he's Palestinian. Yeah.
And then Mikey, whatever best first, because he can be either Mexican or Muslim. We just whatever whatever fits our needs. If you make Mexico, it's Mexican. Muslim, it's Muslim. It doesn't matter.
But are you Muslim?
Yeah, I was born Muslim. I don't really follow anymore.
What's your background? Serbian or something like that?
Palestinian.
Oh, you're Palestinian.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, as far as Muslims, that's like the real deal.
Yeah.
That's as Muslim
You're
as
from
you
the
can get.
homeland.
Yeah.
I was in a store. It's like the little brother song. I was in a store once and with Jan, my good friend.
Jan the Squeak. He's
Jan
got
the Squeak.
a music partner that we talked about on the podcast.
And then Homeland Security walked in.
He has dwarfism.
No, he knew I was Muslim, but didn't know where, and he was just being an asshole. And then I said Palestinian. He was like, Palestine! And he changed his whole fucking attitude. He was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Philistine, right?
Well, what I was saying is, going back to the original point about socialism, about like what Marx and Engels did, it just shows you that marketing is stronger than truth, and it always will be. Because like you said, imagine getting people to believe that we're all equal.
Yeah.
When the evidence around you is so evident that we're not.
Especially at that time. Now we're closer. But imagine how unequal we were at that time.
Sure.
Like there were people that had wooden teeth and then no teeth.
Yeah.
No teeth.
Right? There were people that had wigs and then no hair. Right?
Yeah.
It was so abundant that we weren't equal. But who wouldn't adopt that?
Sure.
I mean, what did you say? You want to manipulate the proletariat, right? Like if you're part of the proletariat, wouldn't you adopt that ideology that you're equal to someone who is way more wealthy?
Of course.
I think it's a necessary equal but opposite extreme to what was going on, because it was like way unequal.
Right.
Yeah.
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 The kings and the feudal system was taking everything.
Yeah.
And they were going, they were just giving scraps. So
No, but not to
that's
not,
all we do is the human
know.
condition is the same story. It's a seesaw of extremes.
every single time. And but I think we are gravitating towards like I think we're going towards socialism. Like, I think you tend to like the idea of socialism, no?
What?
No.
You don't?
No.
He doesn't
I like
like
a
it.
balance.
Isn't
I
that
like a
socialism?
balance. No.
He is a liberal cuck, though, but he doesn't like socialism.
Interesting. Okay.
Some things I lean more social. I'm what you call just like an adult.
He's an
So
adult.
it's like
He's a
I
gray
take-
area adult. But he's close. You're closer to liberal cuck than anything.
Look,
But you're not fully there, but you're closer to that.
it depends on the issue. Healthcare, Healthcare, yes.
Yeah.
Bro, someone just get me a clip of
Well, because anytime I say anything that I think could be a clip, I just try to pose it in a little bit.
Strike a pose.
I'm just thinking about the algorithm like you, Schultz. I'm just trying to get views. I want to be a meme. Anything to sell tickets like you or Trevor Wallace.
he said, you are kind of a liberal cuck.
Yeah, and then I do the cuck move.
Turn into a fucking dancing emoji.
Yeah.
That'll be a meme now. It'll just be that. Like, yeah. It'll be like that over and over again.
Here's the thing about socialism, right? Like,
It's a necessary temperance to capitalism.
I think, but I think if you look at human existence and what we gravitate towards, I think we gravitate
Leaders with charisma.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
100%.
But I think we also gravitate towards happiness. It just comes in waves. So I think socialism is a more mature form of life and happiness. Though I'm not a socialist and I don't agree with it 100%.
Okay.
But what I think there's a reason why Europe subscribes to it and we don't, right? Because we are in our first, maybe second generation of opulence, right? We think that having things is happiness. And I think once you've been around for a few thousand years, what are we, 400 years old? Once you've been around for a few thousand, you start to realize, oh shit, the more things I have, I don't get any happier. Oftentimes I'm actually more miserable. It's like Instagram,
Right.
you know? So, and I think that's what you see in France and all these other places in Europe where they're like, actually like having a full life and enjoying the things in life and taking August off and only working 35 hours a week and spending time with your family and enjoying delicious wine and cheese and like, that's actually will make you more happy.
Yeah, that's the real currency.
That's real currency. So you gravitate towards a system that rewards that and supports that. And then the problem with that system is when there's no work, now there's no money for cheese. There's no money for wine. There's no money for whatever. So then there will be a bounce back either towards capitalism or a complete, reversion into like communism, whatever it is.
It vacillates.
It vacillates.
Yeah.
But I do think as you want more personal happiness, you gravitate towards a life with less material goods.
Yeah. Well, we are.
Which is all capital. Capitalism is all material, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Have your guys' lives changed? Like we've known each other through our richest times and probably our poorest times. We've all been friends for maybe a decade.
Yeah.
Right.
More or less.
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming up.
I was richer when you guys were poor, and now I'm poorer when you guys are richer.
No, but for real.
And I'll tell you, it was a lot better back then.
I remember calculating how much you would make on those shows at Times Square Arts Center.
You psychopath.
No, because I was like,
No,
this guy, because you to me were first to market with this indie shit. Like
It was $30,000 show.
Guys, make sure we clip this right now. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
So I've always
I took 100% of the door.
100% of the door,
Yeah.
and I've
I made a lot of mistakes.
But I always looked up to
As
you, and I always
Lucas.
thought that you were this amazing like innovator, and that you were like doing it yourself,
Yeah.
And you had this amazing thing that caught on, and you monetized it, and it was great. And you were selling out these shows, and you were making so much money, and I was like, yeah, that's it. He's got it. That's how you fucking do it. And it was super inspiring for me. And then I think with the success, big paychecks come in. And I think there's part of us that always wants to be validated by what we believe was the most important thing. Like you see people still trying to make TV shows and shit. Like it's because we grew up thinking TV shows were cool. They're dead. Who gives a fuck about TV shows?
Unless you want a last minute cash grab, but it's not going to make
It's
the
a
career
cash
to sell
grab,
tickets.
right?
Yeah.
But you had that fucking moment, and I remember seeing that when I was fucking, not dirt poor. I'm not talking about like third world poor, but I was living with my family and shit like that.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden we start to have some shit. So like we've had this kind of balance in terms of what it is. My lifestyle, you haven't stopped dressing the same way. You haven't stopped dressing the same way.
I dress worse
maybe
with more money.
I haven't stopped. Have we changed our lifestyles?
Not
As
really.
the commas have fluctuated in our bank.
It's a little thing called white privilege. No matter where we are, we're okay.
I mean, maybe or
As
real
look
talk,
as.
maybe it's because we really love this. And
Yeah.
and there's a reason why like the second you gave me the opportunity to shoot your thing, I want to do it because I know you love it.
Right.
And I know there's people who do things for fame, and the problem with doing things for fame is that once you get fame or success, it exposes your true intentions. You start trying. It's like you love this shit. You're gonna do this if you're broke or if you're rich.
Yeah.
It's nicer when you're rich, but you love it.
Yeah.
And it's like I want to help people, and I want to do anything I can for the people who love what they do because they'll just want to keep getting better and better at it.
I was 17 years old, and it's just always stuck in my head. And I always just like, especially when I started comedy, I was just always telling myself this. I was watching, I'll never forget, my mother had gout in her ankle, so she was.
That's that rich shit. Though.
That rich shit.
That's that.
So
rich
she was
shit.
laid up on the couch, and I was dealing with like residual effects of mono. So we were both laid out on the couch, and my mother would always watch Oprah, and it was one of like the first first time she brought Dr. Phil on the show. Maybe I was 15, but Oprah said, they were talking, and then Oprah said, I love what I do, Dr. Phil, and I always remember the money comes second. That's the money will always come second. You put the passion first, and then the money comes. If you try to put the money first, it's never going to work, or it won't work out long term. And I was oh, that's because when I was the physical therapist, people were like, why are you going to do open mics till 2 a.m. and then you drove to Delaware to open up for a comedian to make $25? Like, you're not making any money. And I was like, yeah, because I'd rather be doing that for nothing than here.
Because you love it.
Getting paid. You
love it.
So, but now the money, it's not rolling in just yet, but it's like the money is
You're
certainly
doing
coming
very well.
I'm doing well.
You're doing very well.
Yeah, I got an apartment in Bay Ridge.
Hey.
Yeah, I bought an apartment in Bay Ridge. That's a big step. My mother wants to see Long Island, and it's coming.
Yeah, I mean,
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, you are.
And I got a friend from Park Slope. My mother's happy I
That's
got a friend
big.
from Park Slope.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And that you got a friend that's actually was born and had 2 feet in the city when he was a baby.
Andrew Schulz.
Mount Sinai.
Big time.
Mount Sinai, bro.
Yeah. My mother kindly asked me recently, she said, I want you to get a new girlfriend and be happy, but I would just prefer if she doesn't have tattoos.
Yeah.
That's what she said to me.
Yeah.
And I know
That's
what she
okay.
means. I know which side she wants me to go to
Yeah.
next. Because I haven't been favoring that side, but I'm back, Mom.
Yeah.
It's character piece.
Yeah.
Character piece.
I think.
Point is follow the love, man.
Yeah.
I think like the love. Oftentimes we look at ourselves like the horse and we're chasing the carrot. But if you love the game, you're the carrot,
Whoa.
and money will find you.
Whoa.
Money
Absolutely.
always finds you if you care about what you do and you do it well.
That's why I think for having, a wife or in my case, a child is so important because it gets you back to that currency.
You
Like,
have a motivation.
dude, when my pilot didn't get picked up on CBS, we'd put a year of work into it and whatever, and then it didn't get picked up. And I remember telling my 2-year-old daughter, "Hey, Daddy's pilot didn't get picked up," and she was like, "Can you still push me on the swing?" That's all she asked.
That's all she cared
Because that was a genuine question. She was like,
Yeah.
"I don't understand. Can we not go to the park anymore?" And I was like, "No, stupid. Of course we can go to the park. It's a fucking television show."
Yeah.
But she was saying like, if we can go to the park and you can push me on the swing, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I don't care.
You were French.
Yeah. That's it. Seriously.
That's the
I was just French about it. I was
in
like,
that moment.
I'll push her. But that never left me either. It's like, whatever goes, as long as my kid's healthy, it's like, I don't care.
Well, it's the old.
I want to do great, but it's like, that's not what this shit's about. No, we're not taking any of our money, TV shows, YouTube clips with us when we die.
Well,
Yeah.
None of that shit's going with us.
the ultimate irony to the whole human condition is that the way to get the most out of life selfishly is to kind of give the most away.
Sure.
Because it's the only way to really stay here. Your money and all the things you accumulate, nobody cares about their inanimate objects when you're gone. They belong to you, you're gone. Now they're objects, they belong to somebody else.
Yeah.
But whatever you give to someone else, whatever spirit you transfer to someone else, whatever lessons you give to someone else, however you help someone else, that energy continues on.
Sure.
So it's the ultimate irony that the most selfless things are the most selfish things, and the most selfish
It's the
things
life hack.
are the most selfless things.
It's the life hack that most people, especially in the creative field, because we're so fucking empty and we need to fill ourselves first, right? It's the life hack that most people never even get to. But you fill yourself through helping others and through giving others. And it sounds corny to even say. It almost sounds like religious, but like, what do they say? Like faith is in the work or something like that? Or there's some like saying in religion. But like, in other words, like,
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah.
if you do the things, you actually get to enjoy life while you're here instead of like waiting for that heaven thing.
Sure.
And I think that's what religion is just like tricking you into doing these things that will make you feel good. That's like, all right, these motherfuckers aren't going to do the shit that I know will make them feel good. Fine, you're going to go to heaven and everything's going to be there. Just do these things. And then they see people doing them and actually feeling good. And you're like, all right, these fucking idiots. All right, I got to do.
Yeah.
But the idea is if you're helping,
Right.
that's the best I've felt. And that's true. To be honest, like that's even like building the studio out in Brooklyn. It's like part of that is obviously I want to put my podcast up, but I want to be put in a position where I can like help New York comics that like love it and deserve it. And they need an opportunity and a leg up. And like I had, like there are people that help me out, fucking Rogan, Charlamagne, these people. Like what I've realized is that if you're good and you love it, motherfuckers will find you.
Hell yeah.
If you're not good and you don't love it, nobody's going to find you. And you're going to be by yourself and bitter. But if you're good and you love it, people that understand what it is will always gravitate to you.
I agree.
Every single time.
I agree.
And if you are not being gravitated to you, you are fucking up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because people
I
who
agree.
really get it understand it when they see it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you, because you just went to Egypt and we want to talk about the
Oh, yeah,
pyramids
yeah,
and the
we
Sphinx
gotta
and
do
all that stuff, what did you find differently about being in the Middle East and doing all that than this, being here?
To
I mean,
do something great like the pyramids and the Sphinx, I think you need
you
20,000
physically saw it.
slaves.
well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
The pyramids were the most unreal things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Slavery built that.
Right.
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah.
You think people willfully picked up 2-ton stones and moved them up there?
I think so.
Must have been a charismatic pharaoh that fucking told them that, hey,
I think
Was that Pharaoh's name Andrew Schulz?
I think okay. So I think we got to
Pick up the rocks, Akash.
right?
Wei Song
Wei
Xie.
Song Xie.
Akash, I fucking love you.
No,
He
Akash, shout out
thought that
Akash.
halal
He's a
stand
fucking.
shit was so funny.
You did?
yo.
He did? Okay,
he
because
thought that shit
because
was so funny.
because we only hit him because we fucking truly love Akash.
Yo, that's the thing. The people you're like,
Yeah.
Akash has the best sense of humor
Yeah.
of anyone.
he does.
This
I want him to hit
motherfucker-
me back. It'd be great because I
Oh,
love
we'll
him.
hit you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Get me,
You got
good.
it coming.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
it coming, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're in the crosshairs of
I
Flagrant
love
2.
it. I want to get hit by
Exactly.
it.
So, but what happens is when,
Then I'm calling ice.
You're like the
Wei
Jesse.
Song Xie.
You're like the Jesse Smollett of podcast. You're
Yeah.
trying to set it up for the attention.
Yeah.
You're like, get me, Flagrant 2. Get me. I'm right over here.
Get me.
They came over. They had it news.
yeah, I want to be canceled. How do I get canceled?
Yeah.
So the pyramids they say were built 4,000 years ago, right?
Which, by the way, is wild.
Go back to what you said earlier, which is truth is marketing.
Sure.
Whatever we build. And there's great marketing surrounding this shit. Right? There's
Yeah.
books. Who built them? Did Jewish slaves build them?
Yeah.
Now that's baked into the religion. It's baked into the not only that religion, the religions that follow it. It's a lot of truth,
Right.
as we say in books, right? What struck me as crazy, the craziest thing about the pyramids is this. These massive structures, you can't even understand how big they are until you're there in front of them. You cannot understand it. I was speechless. I'm not speechless often.
And you're a tall drink of water.
Tall drink of water?
Yeah.
Truly speechless.
Yeah.
First thing that hit me, I go like this. I'm standing in front of Great Pyramid Giza, and I go, how much time uninterrupted would you need to complete a project like this? Uninterrupted.
Yeah.
Where the wars, you have this type of like wealth. You need wealth and you need time
Right.
in order to create 3 of those in a row plus 3 little ones. And then they're practicing other ones in the region. Wealth and time. How do you have that wealth and time? So I asked the guide and he was like, Cairo's a really interesting city. The way it's located is on the right side is an impenetrable forest. Literally can't get in. On the left is the Sahara. It's a desert. You
Right.
cannot exist in this fucking desert.
Right.
And then in the middle is the one river in the whole world that flows north. And when it overflows in flood season, food grows out of the ground at a rate that is incomprehensible.
Mhm.
So if human beings happen to stumble upon this little piece of land, not only do they have protection from all sides, they have a river flowing source with clean water, food that on its own sprouts out of the fucking ground. Food is currency back in the day. We're talking about
Sure,
4,000 years ago,
sure.
maybe 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 30,000 years ago. We don't
It was
know
all-
really when
yeah,
they
every
built.
war used to be fought over salt.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Well, this is where civilization started. at the
Started,
Nile, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they define civilization as writing. That's
Okay.
what
And the Egyptians were the first to do that.
to do that. That's
Yeah.
what they say.
So the
That's what
Muzzies got that
civilization.
one.
They got that. Well, no,
Yeah.
no, because it was before Muzzies. Muzzies were only 1,500 years old.
Sandy's got that one.
Sandy's got that one.
yes. Yes.
So,
Wei Zhongzhan.
so you have this situation where they have the perfect opportunity for prosperity.
Right.
Nobody fucks with them. And if you get a benevolent dictator in that time, you could create some cool shit. Now, there's no fucking TV, there's no Instagram, there's no movies, there's nothing. They got some constellations that they pretend look like Orion. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's their cartoons. They have literally nothing to do.
Yeah.
You have food growing out everywhere. You need to organize society and you need to have things for people to do. Apparently, and this could be bullshit truth, but they have the community where the workers lived. And apparently they didn't live poorly. They have like evidence of them eating meat and drinking wine and beer. Apparently they're doing like 8-hour shifts. I don't know how they calculate that kind of shit. But like, and they said, when I asked the guy, I was like, oh, I thought the Jewish slaves built the pyramids. And she was like, oh no, that would never happen. And then I was like, why is that? She goes, you have to understand, if this was a religious temple, you would never allow someone to build it in honor of your God that didn't believe in it.
Interesting.
She actually said something interesting. She said that was a marketing ploy by Jews because Jews.
Here we go again.
This was interesting. And this is what she said. She's like, Jews believe that their promised land is from the Jordan River to the Nile.
Which includes Cairo.
which includes Giza.
Giza.
Giza is
Got
on the
it.
other side of the river. So
Okay.
you cross that river into Cairo.
Got
right?
it.
So that river where Moses was found is Cairo.
Cairo.
Right?
But the pyramids are in Giza.
The pyramids in Giza on the other side. So just imagine Manhattan, Brooklyn.
Guys, there's
Brooklyn's Giza.
also a fucking pyramid in Las Vegas. So we got one too.
We got
Yeah,
one too.
we
and
do.
Carrot Tops makes a lot of money.
He
lot
does.
of it.
Yeah.
Lot of it.
Yeah.
So it's just an interesting thing. These things could be erected, right? And I don't believe they're a tomb. I don't believe they're any of that kind of shit. I don't know what exactly they were, but like what happened, my takeaway from this experience with the pyramids was this. I don't think that human progress is linear.
Mhm.
I used to think it was linear, right? I used to think it was like humans invent the wheel.
Sure.
We get some fire, we get some
Yeah.
buildings, we get some internet, and now here we are.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think that humans, given amazing circumstances like Cairo and
Right.
probably Mexico City and these other Machu
Yeah.
Picchu in Peru, whatever, can have amazing progression in short periods of time.
Sure.
But since we weren't global societies back then, when a human group, a civilization, if you will, went extinct, their technology went extinct with them.
They lost it all.
An Amazon tribe goes extinct right now, they probably have tons of remedies with the leaves and the wood
Yeah.
and that kind of shit.
Gone.
All that's gone.
Yeah.
So I think this society that built this was an advanced human society, maybe 10,000, maybe 20,000, maybe 30,000 years ago. There's water erosion markings on the Sphinx that are 30,000 years old, apparently, right? So I think they built that because they lived in prosperity. They had amazing trajectory in terms of, technological advancement. And then they probably died out because of famine or whatever it is. Who knows what the fuck it was. And then afterwards, our humanity discovered these pyramids. And then we start chipping away at them to make stones, this kind of shit like that.
Right.
But
right.
the Egyptians that made Cairo did not make the pyramids.
It's not
Cairo's
the
a
same.
dump.
What's amazing
Yeah,
to me is
yeah, Cairo-
that
yeah.
it was so long ago that the Greek historian Herodotus, who was describing the pyramids, was 2,000 years after they were built. So
When is he? When is he?
we're talking about
So-
right before BC.
And that's the only. And that's,
So that's how long ago the pyramids were. 2,000. We're like a couple thousand years away from ancient Greece.
Yep.
Ancient Greece was a couple thousand years away
Okay.
from Egypt.
so even the
I
Sphinx,
mean, that's a long damn time
even them
ago.
calling it the Great Sphinx was not the Egyptians. That was the Greeks 2,000 years later calling it the Great Sphinx. That's
I mean,
so interesting.
But they think the Sphinx is at minimum 8,000 years old and maybe 30,000.
wow.
Dude, how they built these things, I went into a little wormhole on how they built these
Sure.
things. Because I was like, how do I do it? How do you get these rocks? You
No,
know, the
wait.
rocks-
So they think
Go.
they don't know whether, because they're saying it was 4,000 years ago, but they're saying maybe 8,
That's
maybe
the
they can know
biblical
that.
understanding
Yeah,
of
but
that.
they can know that by carbon dating. the stone
Exactly,
stuff.
and they don't let you carbon date them. The people that went down there, they're carbon date them. There's a John Anthony West did a Rogan about this, and another guy named Shock. You can look him up. SCHOCK. He was some
Jeremy Shockey?
No.
Can't imagine.
He's a good white football player.
He was
Does
good.
a lot
He
of
was tight end.
cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good for like half a season.
Yeah, I got a ring. I think with the Saints.
He
right?
did, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, they did some like carbon dating tests on the rocks, and they found like water erosion that was like way older than what
Wow.
they thought. So it was crazy. So a lot of crazy shit. But like you said, truth is what's in the marketing.
Mhm.
If they want to believe that their generation of Egyptians built these things, or their generation of whoever built them, and they want to take ownership of these things, then they have to go, no, this happened within our time. It's like, imagine like, white people come to America and then Native Americans have built a bunch of dope shit. And we were just like, nah, we built that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
imagine we're like, nah, we made corn and Thanksgiving. Like,
Yeah.
we give away that credit, but imagine the otherwise,
Right.
right? And of course they do, because that's all they have.
Right.
Not a lot of shit has popped off in Egypt
Yeah.
since then,
No.
right?
No.
So
No. They had their day.
the way they built it, apparently, there's an amazing video about this.
Well, the Greeks made it hot. Alexandria got hot for a second.
Alexandria was crazy.
Yeah. The Greeks made it hot.
Greeks made it hot.
Greeks made everything hot.
They made it hot.
Greeks made it hot.
Romans
Greeks made it
too.
Romans took it to the next
made it
level
hot.
because
Yeah.
they took the Greek and took it to the next level. But it is a little linear in the sense that you look at that stuff, it's amazing.
Yep.
But then you look at the detail of like the Parthenon and Greek sculptures during antiquity, and you go like, okay, Egypt was like the NBA
Yep.
before it got integrated.
So
Bob Cousy.
So here's
and
the
then
thing.
Greece was when the Mavris came, Michael Jordan, and we took art and culture to a whole new level.
yes, I agree. I think
I agree
there's
with
something
that.
Parthenon. So what I got really interested in when I was watching this, to nerd out for a second, is I think they're called megaliths. And these are these massive rocks, like that are the size of this room almost. Literally the size of this room. Imagine a solid rock, right? A solid, but perfectly cut. Anybody could move the little rocks.
Sure.
How the fuck do you move the big ones that are perfectly shaved and cut?
Easy.
Go.
Fucking giants from Game of Thrones.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Somebody
what it is.
existed.
Yes.
No.
Look
Well, most of the guys were on keto. They didn't have, when you're on keto, you could do anything.
The Rock could do it, right?
Okay. What I don't know. I wasn't there, but you watch.
You weren't?
You watch the Ancient Aliens and all that. I think what you said before is we underestimate what the human mind can do when they're being forced to do something, or the love of the religion, and just no distractions. They are just moving.
Abundance.
Like you could do anything. Like they maybe tapped into a higher percentage of their brain that we don't even know exists because we're so distracted. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe the key to maybe distraction is the worst thing for us. I don't know, and they didn't have any of it.
What the way I looked at it is like, what would be the we use electricity for everything because that's the most powerful thing of the time, right? Like that's our most powerful. Phones are electricity, computers, everything's electricity. That's our superpower, right?
Sure.
What would be the superpower if you didn't have electricity? What would be
Homosexuality.
obviously,
Yeah.
get that rock up there. You're gonna get some dirt.
That is the spark that opens up the brain to achieve great things.
Yes, that and
Michelangelo.
LSD.
Yeah, Michelangelo,
Yeah.
Elton John, Eminem. The
Yeah.
list can go on of great gay musicians.
Yeah.
That it just takes you to another level.
Yeah.
Leonardo da Vinci, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
We're talking about gay
All
guys.
gay. Leonardo the
Yeah,
Ninja
yeah.
Turtle.
Yeah, Leonardo the Ninja Turtle.
He's the gay one.
Yeah, there's-
Donatello is. He has the staff.
Oh, he's the purple. Yeah.
all of ancient Greece everyone was bisexual. It unlocks a higher
The Ninja Turtles
level.
are the gay flag.
They're gay. They're gay as fuck.
Right? Orange, red, purple, blue. Dude, they were gay.
They're
just
gay.
gay guys living in the closet.
Yeah.
That's
but
what
it's
it is. Yeah.
underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also G.I. Joes. Those guys didn't have no fucking wives or families. Gay guys.
Gay.
hung out. They were hanging out at the Temple
Yeah.
of Doom. But am I wrong? Am I wrong?
There's something there.
I
There's something there.
I
I think
really-
it's just you trying to distract yourself from wanting dick all the time.
Socrates, Plato's,
chasing pussy.
gay guys.
gay guys.
Gay
Not
guys.
chasing pussy, tons of extra time because
Yeah.
you can just get laid whenever you want as a gay guy.
Not worrying about children.
Not worried about children. Oh
Yep.
my God, no distraction.
AIDS wasn't real yet.
Yeah.
No AIDS. You're not buying chicks drinks, so you got enough money to work on your little projects like Leonardo da Vinci did.
Yeah.
If Leonardo da Vinci was trying to like flex and like get pussy and like buy girls fucking chariot rides and shit like that, there's no way that he would have had the money to do all these experiments.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Go
Did you-
gay.
By the way, speaking of gays,
John
did you say-
Travolta, gay. Andrew Jeselnik, gay.
Yeah.
Andrew Jeselnik.
Anthony.
Anthony Jeselnik.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said you saw a lot of gays in the Middle East, right? Or it's kind of crazy.
Oh no. So homosexuality, it's super gay there, but it's not gay. It's
Okay.
the most affectionate culture you've ever been between men.
But it's not considered gay.
It's not considered gay.
Right.
But I mean, Italians are very affectionate. Like the
Hell yeah.
Greeks are so affectionate.
Well, it's just again, it's more marketing. It's like in the 1700s, our founding fathers would wear stocking, high heel shoes, and wigs. But that's not being trans. That's not being a cross dresser.
Right.
But it is now. You know, but
Right.
it wasn't back then.
I think it was
They
a
would
little
wear
back then
makeup.
too.
No,
I think it was a little back
No,
then.
I'm saying what's
These
what's
kids wore
acceptable.
makeup. They had stockings on and they had long hair, wigs. They were fucking wild
I'll
kids.
say yeah, but I'm saying like if I went home with the girl in the 1700s
Yeah.
and I was wearing stockings, a wig, and nice shoes,
You were a guy.
Yeah, her dad would give me a beer. Not gonna happen today.
Yeah, but
Not gonna happen in 2020 in Bay Ridge.
can we just take a second to think about how wild ancient fashion was, though?
It's
especially that like little like Victorian period, like the early American, where
Sure.
wearing other people's hair somehow. What kind of serial killer shit is that?
Gross.
That was
Yeah.
real hair of other people.
yeah, who would do that now?
Who would do that?
Black people.
It would, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Who would do that now? My fan base.
I mean, even before this, Mikey, we're talking about like,
That's like
Why? Why are you bringing up? Are those
Amazing.
SS jackets?
I mean, the kids had stockings on, witch shoes,
Yeah.
and they were wearing other people's hair. And not only were they wearing other people's hair, their hair was gray. They would powder it gray.
I love that they went for that look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They leaned into what was inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
You know, if I'm gray, you can't say I'm going gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think
It was beautiful.
Do you think
Yeah.
that style will ever come back? Because we're kind of like out of shit at this
Hipsters
point.
will bring it back.
You think they
Everything
will?
is
They're gonna
cyclical.
bring it back. They probably already
100%.
are.
I mean, look how wild those outfits were.
Yeah.
Imagine you rolled up to the club in those witch knockers.
Yo, dude, we did it. We walked around Boston like that.
That was a fucking
Yeah.
great
Rented those
fashion video.
outfits, yeah.
The fashion video on the pyramid, I was like, this kid's gonna get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You can't touch it, especially being a white man.
Yeah.
No, dude, everything
Were
is
they pissed?
negotiable. No, we went to the backside, and what I realized about Egypt is everything is negotiable, and there's really not that much security around anything. Like, we went to the fucking temple, the Jewish temple, where Moses was discovered like a block away in the Nile.
Okay.
Like, the
Like the
one.
spot.
The
Yeah.
beginning of the Jewish stuff.
It's like the comic strip. It's where Eddie Murphy started.
Yeah. We went to the comic strip of Tenfold.
Yeah.
Cackle that.
Yeah.
Cackle. And we're back.
I'll be there this month probably. No. But yeah, so we went there. There was one guy doing security outside of it. We went to the church where allegedly the Holy Family, this is Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus stayed, you know, when they like ran through the Middle East because they were running away from, you know, persecution or whatever the fuck was going on. And they stayed there, and the well that they drank out of, the stones that they walked on were in this place. One security guard.
Yeah, I believe it.
Is it true, though, or is that marketing? Because I didn't know they were down there.
Bro.
Yeah, I don't think they were there.
I don't know if this is,
Was Jesus down there? You're Mexican. You know the answers to that, right?
Look, you can go to like the trail of Jesus or whatever it is, and he like passes through every place. But again, of course he would pass through there if you want motherfuckers to come there and buy shit.
Yeah, I think it's marketing. Because like you go anywhere in Russia, they'll be like, "Yeah, Jesus was.
Jesus was
he ate a sandwich over here. Yeah,
but it's also
favorite pierogi spot. You didn't know that Jesus was in pierogies? Yeah.
But it's also depends because I watched something on that too where it's like he did walk through that. He did walk through that, but it just depends which Jesus, because there was about 20 people at that time in that 100-year span claiming they're the Messiah. So it's just which one are you talking about?
Well, there's only
the
one.
Catholic Church picked one to make them famous, but the stories are a blend of a bunch of different ones.
So who is that? Constantinople? Is that
Constantinople was that 325 AD Christianity was decided.
Constantine. Okay.
Constantine, Emperor Constantine in Constantinople, the Council of Nicaea.
Yeah,
The Council of Nicaea.
It's a real Roman.
It was decided.
It's a Roman invention that was based on a lot of talking of Egyptian traditions. The sun god.
Yes.
All
It was basically like what story's going to sell us the most tickets.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Right.
Which one sells Jesus the best?
It was the Tim Dillon $1 Million episode of the history.
of the history.
It's marketing, baby.
It's marketing.
It's marketing.
Yeah.
It's what it is. So
I have a question.
And fucking Jesus looks like Chris D'Elia.
yeah, absolutely.
Make that a clip and tag him in it. Yeah.
So there's I'm glad I'm here because you guys will know the answer.
We're glad you're here.
We also are the Wikipedia sluts. So don't be so.
No, but we
No,
needed
but-
somebody to come here and put Mike in his fucking place.
We needed to.
We're getting too comfortable with him, and
Yeah.
Andrew just fucking yelled at him.
Mike, I love you. I love you.
too.
I love you. But you needed a little slap.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Okay. Look. But look,
was
here's
good
the thing.
content.
Here's my question, and I truly am curious about this because I'm ignorant to it. What was every empire has like a technological advantage, right, on the people around it, right? Like even you could say the American Empire right now. I mean, obviously there was a commerce thing, and you know we maybe took power after World War II, and Europe was completely depleted, et cetera. But now we have technological superiority, right? We take out your fucking number 2 general with a drone.
With a drone, yeah.
You have no clue that it's going to happen. Boom. So the Roman Empire, which stretches throughout the civilized world at one point in time, what was their technological advantage? How were they able to do that?
Steel.
Wait, which country?
The Roman Empire.
Oh,
Steel.
So can you explain that?
Steel. It was just swords. Just that good Valerian steel.
So nobody else had steel?
No, well, they had the iron ores, you know, and that's why they were going up north
Okay.
to get those iron ores to make that steel. And that's, when you had, back then it was the blades. It was just getting those good
but that's the
fucking
physical
swords.
one. But then we did
Arrows.
research on this, and a lot of people think it was truly their mind. Their mind was more like they were able to like push forward ideas more because they were the ones doing like all the conquering and learning all the most. They were the ones that were like exploring the most and getting a base.
And
We
the
were having this-
historians
yeah.
say that Rome conquered Greece,
Yes.
but Greek ideas conquered
Rome.
Right.
Yeah, Greek ideas. I mean, you see this happen throughout history where these ideas permeate cultures even that were conquered. Like the French, this happened. Like we're established based on French ideas.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, most of us right now. And okay, but so back to this. So they had steel, but they also had ideas, and they probably had the right reward system.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were looking at that. Like my buddy Ben Uyeda, he's the guy who designed the studio. He built a lot.
Yeah.
We met him.
Yeah, we had dinner
we have
with
dinner with Ben.
Yeah.
He's such a fucking smart guy. Really.
Wow,
brilliant
you're a
guy.
busy kid. When people start forgetting like
My bad,
things,
my bad.
No. It means you're
My bad.
busy.
Yeah,
I know what it is.
But
you come in, you're like, you're Yannis and Chris, right? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So he said this great thing. He's like, Nigeria should have the best basketball team,
Yeah.
Right.
but they don't because the reward system is not built in Nigeria for basketball.
It's built in Houston for the Rockets because Hakeem Olajuwon was the best center of all time.
And he was an anomaly.
Yeah.
But there should be a bunch of Hakeem Olajuwons that are coming for that thing, right? So because I was asking, was like, why do certain cultures, why are they superior? Why do they exceed in certain things? And he goes, you need both, abundance, affluence, good genetic material, but also the reward system.
Sure.
What is the reward system? And maybe the reward system, maybe it wasn't their IQ, but maybe the reward system in Rome was, hey, keep increasing technology.
Yep.
If you do that, we love you as a society. Yep. Keep getting better at war or steel.
Well, look at England. Very, very tiny island. They were able to take almost over the entire world. They said the British Empire, the sun never sets on the British Empire. Yeah. They were the first group of people to start to give their soldiers land if they came back and won the war. You got land.
Incentive.
And then they abolished slavery because they were like, this isn't good marketing. That's pretty much what it was. They're like, we don't want that.
Who's the best at terrorism?
Middle Eastern.
What is their incentive?
Them virgins.
72 fucking virgins. You tell me you're not going to blow up a Jewish cafe for 72 tight
Yo,
pussies?
you know what? There was a soldier. You know what's interesting about that? There was a soldier at
It's a
my
joke.
show.
It's a character piece.
There was a soldier at my show. There was a soldier at my show in Denver last weekend, and he had half his arm blown off. He was a wounded warrior. He was there, wounded warrior. This guy, we talked to him, fascinating. He, was talking about the Iran stuff, but then he was saying in the Middle East, he said, number one, he said the first thing that they do when the soldiers go there is, he said, they sat us down and they told us what was real and what's not real. He said what the media is telling you and what the American public thinks, and then what the actual truth is. He said it's not as dangerous. He said you could go to downtown Kabul right now and nothing would happen to you. Right? He said that's the truth. He said also, the Middle Eastern forces, the ISIS, which is, he said, is just a made-up thing. He said ISIS, anybody who says I'm making an attack for ISIS is not real ISIS. They are killing people, but it's just copycat because ISIS is just a thing that governments made up. It's not real. The real people are the general of Iran that was killed and all that. He said, but anybody's like ISIS, it's not real. It's just a thing. It's people copycat on the internet. It's a problem and whatever. But he was saying that the whole virgin thing and all that. He said the number one thing, the scariest thing for a normal fighter fighting in the Middle East for Afghanistan is to be killed by a woman. Because if they're killed by a woman, then in their belief, they are not going to get the virgins. So what the United States, that's what he said. That's great.
We live in a wild
world. So he said a lot of people don't know.
Sign up, ladies.
There was that's what he said. He said there was a. He said
put these hoes on the front line.
He said not in all cases. He said, but the female soldier is such a huge part. And he said, by the way, this is him talking. This is a soldier who fought there, who was all there, competent, wasn't drunk, was just talking. He said, the stranglehold on the Middle East is huge. He said, they play pretend for politics that we're losing the war. He said, none of that's true. He said, he's a soldier. He was like, we have our foot squarely on their necks. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said, and we've had it there 2 months after we invaded them. It was just there. Yeah. But he said, it's interesting what the public knows. He said, because really if you just send women in there, they put their guns down and start running. It's crazy. He said it's the craziest thing you've ever seen. The video you'll see on CNN won't be that. He said, but when you get there, that's what happens.
Right, because they're scared. We need to sell the story. You need to sell a war. I think there was one of the most...
Wag the Dog?
No. There was a movie. I forget exactly what it was.
Saturday Night Fever?
No.
What is it? Wreck-It Ralph?
That was a war.
Wreck-It Ralph made me cry.
Wreck-It Ralph's a great fucking movie. I watch the show with my daughter all the time. And I continue to watch it when she falls asleep.
It's amazing. You got to finish it.
That's a great movie.
What's going to happen?
I love it. John C. Reilly's awesome. It's Sarah Silverman. I mean, who do you think I jerk off to?
John C. Reilly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to say it.
But oh fuck, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. What I thought was so amazing about World War II is how the American people were convinced to go to war against themselves, their uncles, their aunts, their grandparents. I mean, America is, by and large, German and Italian.
Sure.
Yeah.
How the fuck
Right.
do you convince all these German, and also who are the working class that are going to go into the army?
Right.
How are you going to convince the working class? We're not talking about like the rich English elites that are in New England that aren't going to do it, right? That aren't going to be in the war. How do you convince these Italians and these Germans to go blow up their cousins and grandparents?
Yeah, because, well, Pearl Harbor, what the interesting thing about Pearl Harbor is the majority.
First of all, it was a big mistake.
Big mistake.
Big miscalculation
By Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor.
Japanese made a big mistake. They
Huge.
Thought, they thought
We're the one that knocks.
yeah, we're the one that knocks. Yeah.
Big mistake. Huge.
Yeah. Sorry, Japan. Your whole country became a hot pocket. Yeah.
That's low Yeah. Hot pocket.
Well,
Just
yeah,
kidding. It's a
that's
joke.
what the Bob Jim Gaffigan saying. Hot pocket.
Yeah, it's a joke. That'd be funny if you had that drop right there.
Yeah.
Hot
Whole
pocket.
country became a hot.
It's what it is. Put
It's
it
not
on
the
1
first
minute.
time he said
Put
it
it on
either.
1 minute. Take it out. Put it on again for another minute.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Hiroshima, it's still cold in the middle. We got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
woke
a
up the boys and we said, time for breakfast.
Yeah.
A lot of 14 characters.
A lot of horrible things happened. But they did attack us.
But they did attack us first. No, but what?
Right.
I'm just kidding. But piggybacking off what you said.
Yeah.
The
This is
throughout
so much fun.
We're having
the marketing.
It's just so much fun.
No, but the marketing thing, because the United States knew that Pearl Harbor really wasn't that effective, right? They made it like, we're going to war now. They destroyed our Pacific fleet. The 4 big Pacific carriers were
already
out in the
been
middle
moved.
they were in the middle of the sea.
Yeah.
All the ships, besides one, were back in action within 3 months after December 7th. They were all back.
Oh.
It was December 6th. Is it December 6th or 7th, Pearl Harbor?
Wow.
So
wow.
I know I'm just having a brain
Wow.
fart.
We
Well,
may have to cackle that out.
no, because
Are you American or no?
No, because I got to go and I'm just getting nervous.
You don't know
Yeah.
what day the boys
I
got
know.
woken up?
Yeah, well, it's
That's bad.
I know.
That's
I know.
bad.
I know.
That's bad.
Well, I just got to I can't be late to pick up my daughter. I mean, her mother already has a tattoo on her tit. It's bad enough. Daddy can't be late. Somebody's got to
Plain and simple. Yeah.
But what they did is they told the American public in the same effort to galvanize people to join the wars, which they did join the war in droves, was that they sunk our ships. We need your help. When really they didn't need anybody's help. Right? I mean, really, like, because the ships weren't destroyed. The truth is, the active U.S. Navy, without any enlistments, the active U.S. Navy, some people believe, could have at least stopped Japan from advancing in the East. Maybe couldn't have won the war, but that's what they say. The active U.S. Navy was big enough at the time.
Right.
So what happens is you had the United States had the number one in industry. They were the biggest industrial force in the world, but they only had the 18th biggest army. Only 18. So it wasn't like we were the superpower just yet. You become the superpower after World War II. But in the industry, we had the money. So that was the problem. And then soldiers going to Germany was just because their Axis powers were all in a lock. So Hitler had to declare war on the U.S. If Japan did it, Hitler has to do it. So really a smaller percentage of the army went to Europe. More went to Japan.
Right, yeah.
Because that's who the real fight was with. But I get why Japan did it, too. I get why Japan had to do what they had to do.
Right.
It wasn't out of nowhere.
Right.
They were getting taxed. United States said that they treated them like shit in World War I conference. They treated the Japanese like shit, like third class citizens. Get the fuck out of here. And then they stopped sending them oil because Japan kept trying to expand and take over China. So all the oil, when you're a fucking war machine, you need oil. That's the number one thing. And all the oil was coming from the U.S. The U.S. said, nope, we're not giving it to you anymore. Stop doing what you're doing in China. They said, fuck you. You treat us like second class citizens. Fuck you. We're not giving you the oil. Then boom, they bomb it. And then things got real bad. And then it became a bento box.
Yeah.
So,
and
then they said lunch special.
I was in Japan. And I
Sorry.
learned an interesting thing about the Japanese people. Japanese people are like insanely prideful.
Hell yeah. And
like,
vicious.
Vicious?
As vicious as the fucking Nazis.
Vicious.
Vicious they were.
Vicious. Rape of Nanking,
Look at
vicious.
Nanking, whatever. But it's like, that is intense. Now, an interesting thing about the Japanese people, they truly believe that they are the chosen people, their version. Like, if you are Korean and you live in Japan 4 generations, you're Korean. You can't just become Japanese.
They're like the Jews in that way.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Now, here's the thing. Apparently, after they lost the war, the Japanese emperor spoke in this old Japanese dialect. Sound just like that.
Yeah, sounds like Yokozuna.
And he basically said, Japan did not lose the war. The generals lost the war.
Right.
We are the chosen people, and we will always reside. We'll always win this, that, the other. And no bullshit, within, 40 years of that fucking war, they turned their hot pocket into one of the most powerful economies.
They're back again.
That was helped us.
No, but it was
the Marshall Plan.
But think about what
gave them baseball.
How fucking pragmatic Japanese people have to be, that after we drop 2 nuclear fucking bombs on them, they go, okay, I guess we should side with those guys. This makes more sense for us in a moment.
Yeah. They're
Like,
just
that is-
they're being rational.
They're so rational.
They're
But
being
how do you
rational.
be rational after the fucking nuclear? Like America, we are not. If you aggrieve us, we're still upset at the English.
Sure.
On Independence Day,
Yeah.
everyone's like, take that.
People,
Japan never is like,
Nah.
fuck yeah.
Well,
Like,
we'll yell, fuck the French. It's like the France send their whole army
they
to
sent
save
the
us.
whole army to save us.
Just because they hate England.
And they sent them to Mexico.
Yeah.
They were fighting Mexicans for us.
Yeah.
They were doing
And
everything.
then we're like, fuck you.
That's a good point. They helped us a lot, and then we got their back. We're
So
even.
there's no anti-American sentiment
They're
in Japan.
fucking breakdancing. They love it.
Yeah.
They
Japan,
want it.
Japan is an interesting one because they've ran out of things to do as a culture.
Right. It's
They're so old. They've done it all.
They've done it all.
They've done all the Japanese shit.
Right.
So now, but they're like, I don't know how to describe them, but they're fidgety people. They need to be doing something all the time, and they only
Jews?
know how to perfect. We keep on connecting.
Wait, Shochi, you said fidgety.
ancient people. Yeah, they're
But they're so like there's no more Japanese culture.
Yeah.
Japanese culture.
Yeah.
They have their geishas and shit. They dress them up. It's kind of goofy. It's like Disney World in that regard.
Now it's
You
like
go to
black culture
Kyoto,
over there. They
but
love it.
They,
Yeah.
they take black culture.
Yeah.
They take steak, the best steak I ever had, Japan.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The best pizza I ever had.
You're right.
That's
Scotch.
wild. I saw you
Scotch.
post that. That was
Scotch.
Scotch, whiskey.
Yeah.
But they don't know what to do. They're done living. It's like they've
crushed it.
experienced so long. They figured out how to live to 100 years old easy. They were living to 100 when we were living to 60.
Yeah.
So it's like now what they'll do is they just perfect whatever the fuck it is just to keep themselves busy.
Yeah.
That's it.
It is just an amazing. Just
What I heard,
fascinating culture.
I had a Japanese roommate in college for like the first semester, and we got into a deep talk about it. They did look at themselves because they
Did he sit on the floor?
Huh?
Did he sit on the floor?
Yeah.
He had a
Yeah,
little
he sat
mat.
on the floor, took his shoes off and all
Yeah,
that
he
stuff.
did all that. Yeah.
And they have no fumes.
They don't have fumes. Yeah.
No body hair, no fumes.
Nothing. Yeah.
So, but they did view themselves that because they had that kind of that warrior culture that
Yep.
got a little out of control.
Yep.
They did horrible, horrible things throughout the region, by the way.
They were bad news
really
bears
bad.
in the
But
East.
because they had that kind of we're the superior, like warrior people kind of mentality, when America beat them, they were like they're the superior ones.
They're like
So
wolves.
They kind yes, they
the
were like,
wolf pack. You're
they were
the
like
alpha
the
now.
alpha came, yeah, because
And-
they're going like we're the superiors,
Yeah.
and then fucking Sergeant
Zero.
Conestraci came and said, yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
give me the fucking bento box. Here's baseball. You guys are superior, whatever the fucking thing. Play with your anime cards. I'm going back to get a fucking slice of pizza and noodles because everybody knows what the best fucking food is. But good sushi, great. You can open up a couple fucking restaurants in New York, fine.
Yeah. Whatever
But
you want to do.
number one's lasagna, kid.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to think. I
Yeah.
seen you fucking porn. Y'all got little horns. Whatever it is.
Yeah. The kid Kobayashi's eating hot dogs.
Yeah, he's eating hot dogs. That's what he's doing. He's competing, and that's what it is. You got one fucking baseball player. His name is Ichiro. He's got one name like a fucking black rapper.
and ended his career on the Yankees.
Yeah, ladder 14.
Out of 14, I gotta go pick up my dog. Colleen Jr., I gotta go. All right, I gotta go. If you guys want to stay, I have to go.
Well,
I have no choice.
We love you, man.
this was so fun. We got to make those dinners like regular. Those are so fun.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Those are great because really good ideas come out of it. And make no mistake, if the kid Altucher buys it, we're all splitting it 4 ways.
No, I want you.
No,
guys
yeah, no, we
take
want to put
it.
money back
I
in the
want
Schultz
you guys-
Studios.
I want you guys. to
Or
take
we'll pay money for you to prize fight Mike.
Book it.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
We can cackle that.
Sorry.
Getting a network. I mean, everyone fucking knows, but we'll cackle it.
Right.
And we're back.
And
But
yeah.
congratulations to Andrew Schulz for getting a special.
And
And sold out already.
Yeah, man.
LA.
Thank you. That
All
was,
3
that's
shows.
amazing, man.
The new studio.
The new studio.
The Williamsburg.
Gotta have you guys out there, man. You
We're,
gotta.
definitely
Yes.
coming. We're probably moving the whole operation out there
I like
after the debacle we had today.
Yeah.
What's coming up dates wise? What do you got?
Go to theandrewschultz.com. Check it out, man. When is this coming out?
This will be out 2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right. So wow, you guys are way
February
ahead.
dates.
You guys are
February
better
dates.
than us.
Give us those Feb dates.
Yeah, just go to theandrewschultz.com.
Okay.
We got a bunch of shows coming up. There's all these shows preparing for the special, so it's exciting. And just go to YouTube if you don't know my stuff, man. Just go check it out. If you like it, subscribe. If not, that's cool too.
AndrewSchultz.com.
So
Flagrant
thank you guys.
2,
I love
Brilliant
you guys,
Idiots.
man.
Love you too.
Check out Flagrant 2. Check out Brilliant Idiots. But I love you guys. I love what you guys are
Yeah.
doing, man. And you got to run, but I just am so happy to see you guys succeeding, man. It's really been cool to watch. So.
Love you, babe.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Schultz.
coming on. ChristyComedy.com for all my dates. I got January 24th, Hamden, Connecticut. January 25th, Celebrity Theater, Atlantic City, New Jersey. And February 8th, Kennedy Center, Washington, D.C. Get tickets. ChristyComedy.com.
YannisPappasComedy.com. Come out to Gotham, see me and Mike, New York City, February 21st and 2nd. And then coming to Uncle Vinny's on the 27th, 28th, the same month. So if you're in New Jersey, get those tickets. If you're in New York City, get those Gotham tickets.
HistoryHyenas.com for all our stuff. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys if you want to join the matriarchy.
At Mike V. Suarez on Instagram.